Good morning. I am Erin Tarburton. I am here to discuss some of the benefits of incorporating technology into our classrooms and provide you some examples of how we can use technology in a lesson-based example. So, according to Tamara Meredith from Game-Based Learning and Professional Development and Practicing Educators, there is a strong correlation between gamification and student engagement. And we all know that that is a strong indicator of student learning and growth is how well they're engaged. So, and we want to make sure that we are incorporating these game-like technology features into our classrooms. Also, with Lisa Gonzalez in 4 tips for effective digital leadership. There are 7 tips for managing technology in classrooms, some of which are providing clear, detailed instructions on how they are used, implementing easy-to-use software, which would definitely help with the BYOD initiative of students bringing their own device in and using it on a routine basis. Having a technology incorporated that is observable in real time, and students are provided or able to be provided with immediate feedback. The collaboration that's involved with technology, games, and having that real-time feedback and seeing where they are at compared to others in the classroom can also promote a feeling of comfortableness and promotes a culture of a safe learning environment. So we're going to get into our 2 examples of technology uses we can use in a classroom-based lesson. For this lesson, it is an example of one that can be used in the beginning of a school year, one where we are trying to get to know students ourselves, but the students are also trying to get to know each other and how we can incorporate technology into that. So for this lesson, the 2 learning objectives that we are going to have for our students is that they will be able to identify at least one similarity with one other classmate, which is going to come from our game of Kahoot. And then the other objective will be that students need to write at least 2 ways in which they can use the information learned from the Kahoot game in order to collaborate with other classmates and work in a safe and comfortable learning environment. And both of those questions, both of those objectives can be observed and graded on, if wished, in the second technology platform that we're going to be using, which is called Schoology. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. So bear with me for one moment. Here we are. So this is the first technology platform that we're going to be using. It's called Schoology. In Schoology, it is an organizational technology platform in which all of your classes are all on one base, all in one section. So if you go to courses at the top, it provides you with each class. And then within each class, you are able to have a gradebook automatically set up. You can link assignments in. If you go up top here where it says add materials, you're able to add an assignment, which you can write yourself. You can download from your Google Drive. You can upload from your own computer. You can incorporate and link it with Kami or Canva. And you are able to have a due date, the category, the factor in grading, etc. So it really provides an in-depth, in-person, real-time grading system. For our lesson for today, which promotes collaboration as well, is you are going to add a discussion question. With this discussion question, you can just write Kahoot exit slip, get to know you exit slip. So you're able to provide a title, a description, a due date, and then create. And then in the discussion, students are able to write a comment. So in the description part is where you would write those questions of name at least one similarity with another classmate. And the second question of write at least 2 ways on how we can use the information learned in order to collaboratively and positively work with our classmates in the future. And students in real time, as they answer on their own device, will come up on the screen as well, on their own screen. And all of the students' discussion answers would be posted. Then we're going to go over to our Kahoot technology, gaming-based platform. With Kahoot, this is an awesome technology tool in which you can create assessments, quizzes, any type of activity where you want students to answer. So for our lesson, you would go to create up here at the top. In Kahoot, they also have Kahoot generators, blank canvases. They also have templates. And in this template, there is a get to know you, getting to know your classmates. And you can personalize these questions as much as you want to. The first question of this template being, how excited are you to begin? Moving on with some polls, some open-ended questions, and it can go as easy as what's your favorite thing to drink in the morning to more in-depth questions on what type of learner do you think you are? How well do you think, or in what ways do you think you learn best? Reading, like visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Do you need to be moving around or do you need to be explicitly shown? You can add in as many answers as you'd like. Usually there's about 4, but you can get up to, I think, 6. And then once you're done creating the Kahoot, you would be able to go over to the left panel here. You're able to go to your own tests in which you have created in reports. And this is an example of one that I have created. And one of the awesome things about Kahoot is it gives you data immediately, not only to the students, but to you as a teacher. So for the students, it gives real in-time data. It provides that fun auditory sound that gets them engaged. It provides a competitive like atmosphere, especially if they're assessment-based questions for an upcoming quiz. They get to see the correct answer in real time, but they also get to see who answered it correctly, how many students answered it incorrectly. It's based off of the students who answer correctly and how quickly they answered it. So that's where the competitive atmosphere comes in. But for you as a teacher, it gives you a summary. So it gives you the players, it gives you the questions. So it gives you which players kind of scored the highest on most and which students may need a little bit more work with some of the content. And then it also gives you question data. So then it gives you specifically how many students answered correctly for each of the questions. And this is awesome because 93% guessed when checking your pulse, you do what correctly. That means that was covered pretty well. But then you go over to one that was answered not so much incorrect or not so much correctly, and they struggled with a little bit more at only 29%. Running fast will improve your muscular strength. True or false? It's definitely going to be needing to be covered a little bit more in depth, as not many students answered that correctly. So it provides awesome data for you to use on which content needs to be covered more in depth and which ones students feel comfortable with. So those are just 2 examples of how we can use technology in our classrooms to not only get data for ourselves, data for the students with immediate feedback, but it gives them that engagement factor. It gets them involved. It gets them motivated. It connects with the BYOD initiative of bringing in their own device and getting used to that technology, as technology is an ever growing change in our society to where it's increasing in jobs. We need to get our students comfortable and experienced in working with our computers and working online, and it has that multiple benefit factor. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you gained a little bit. There will be a small feedback form at the very end of this presentation if you wouldn't mind filling that out, and I hope you have a wonderful day.